Hey guys, Ty here. So Qualcomm just unveiled the XR2, what might be the core, the processor powering the next VR, AR and XR headsets in the future. And doing so, they gave us also a glimpse about what is going to be the future of VR, AR and XR and all the experiences, what to expect. And in this video, we're going to discover everything about it and why I actually also believe that this might be the Oculus Quest 2.0 processor that we're gonna see. Let's get into it. Now, we see a lot of the improvements coming from the Snapdragon 835 that they mentioned a lot during the keynote. And that's the same processor that's actually rocking your Oculus Quest, probably. It's a 2 years old, almost 3 years old mobile processor that was used in the Samsung Galaxy S8. For example, and it's just unbelievable already that we can have these kind of experiences on the Oculus Quest with the chipset that is kind of aged a lot. And well, this is an answer to that processor that actually aim to solve all the problems that we have in VR and AR when it comes to resolution, frame rate, cameras, and stuff like that. So let's get to the details right away. So talking about more performance, we have an improvement of 2x coming from the Snapdragon 835. That means that GPU and CPU are both double as fast than what we had before. And that's very interesting because that will unlock a lot of possibilities for new games, to have better graphics, of course, bigger words where to play. But of course it doesn't stop there, because 2x in performance is amazing, but it's not enough to justify this big leap. And well, here we're talking also the support for up to 3K display running at 90 Hz. Just to give you a perspective, right now the Oculus Quest is running a 3K resolution in total, that is 2880 by 1600 at 72 Hz. And well, with this chipset, we're gonna be able to run 2880 by 1620 and 90 Hz 2 times. So that means 2 screens. And what it means, if you think about it, well, the resolution would be much larger. And that means that probably this will unlock the possibility to have bigger FOV, something that now is really rare in VR and AR. And with a resolution like that, that means that you could have the same visual quality that you have right now, but with 180 degrees of field of view. That is really impressive and very hard to find right now still in the PC VR market. Where in the consumer market, just Pimax actually touched it, but we all know that came with some problems. And also that means that you can run just 40p display and much higher refresh rate, up to 120 refresh rate. And that means to have an experience similar to the one that we have on the Valve Index right now, but of course in a standalone headset that is mind-blowing. And here we were talking just about visuals, the screen, but what you're gonna watch on those screens is actually impressive, because this chipset is gonna be able to run 8K 360 videos, something that is impossible to do right now if you don't have a PC, and 4K videos at 120 Hz. And did they say also that will support HDR in those kinds of videos? That's impressive. And now, one of the probably most interesting features about this XR2 is the fact that there's gonna be able to manage simultaneously up to 7 cameras at the same time. And what does it mean? Well, that you're gonna have a better tracking of the room, a better tracking of your controller, a better tracking of your eyes, because eye tracking will be unlocked in this way, and also a tracking of your lips and the tracking of your body. That means that we're gonna have headsets that are more aware of the situation, that can actually show other people a real avatar in social interaction, where you move your mouth in the exact way that you move your mouth. Your body moves in the same way you move your body, and the tracking is actually lifetime instead of being just pre-rendered and having to create boundary system. It's gonna be able to track your room anytime and know and be aware of all the objects around, creating a kind of a world scale tracking. And that's something very interesting. I can't wait to try in the future. Also, eye tracking means for the other rendering. That means that we can actually focus the rendering in the parts of the screen where we are actually looking, and not rendering all the games, all the experiences in the same way, making it easier for the devs to make better looking in-game, and of course lighter on the GPU, CPU. Also worth to mention that this camera is going to be able to track your fingers as well with up to 25 skeletal points. Impressive. And yeah, of course, if not enough, this chipset also supports 5G. So that means that if you want even more power, well, you're going to be able to use the power of the cloud to actually power your VR, AR experiences. We already saw some demos last year at CES with the cloud actually used in a VR headset to have a very low latency, have an experience that's pretty much the same as the one that you have directly on your headset, but streamed from somewhere in the cloud. And well, this is going to be a reality and become a reality very, very soon. Streaming off the cloud from gaming is very tricky because the latency has to be very, very low. So imagine how hard it's going to be for VR with even a little latency can actually create a lot of motion sickness and destroy completely the experience. And thanks to 5G, actually, this is going to be unlockable. And that means that we're going to start to see services like xCloud or Stadia coming, of course, to our VR headsets, hopefully better than what we had from Stadia when it just got released. So now doing a little recap, these processors are actually meant for the consumer market. So for all the VR, AR headset that we are gonna use in the future, they're actually collaborating with Niantic, that is the company behind Pokemon Go, for example, to actually make these things better and better in the future. But let's get why I actually believe this might be the future chipset for the Oculus Quest 2.0. Well, when we talk about all the cameras and the possibilities it's gonna unlock for these avatars, for the social interaction in VR and AR, well, lips tracking, eye tracking, and body tracking, they all make the experience much, much better, and something that Facebook was always looking forward to. At the same time, this is going to be released this year, and of course it's going to be expensive at the beginning. And because we just had the Oculus Quest with the Snapdragon 835 that is actually 2 or 3 years old, well, in 2 or 3 years, looking at how Oculus expect to do the next generation of their headset, well, we're going to be at the point where the XR2 will actually be as old as the Snapdragon 835 was when the Oculus Quest came out. And well, that's very interesting because we're gonna have double performance, better screen, maybe better FOV, better interaction thanks to all the cameras, better tracking, better hand tracking. I mean, everything look very, very bright and look very similar to what is the path the Oculus is actually creating every time that presents what is the advancement that they're having in VR and AR. They're also working on AR headset very soon, and so maybe this is gonna power that AR headset, and then in the future we're gonna see it in the Quest 2. Well, this is speculation, but let me know what you think in the comment below. And that was all, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is a little insight about this new processor that is gonna be very important for sure, and I'm glad that Qualcomm actually worked so hard on this, putting a focus so much actually on VR and AR, because it's kind of one of the only company putting actually a product just on that. We didn't see the XR in any big AR or VR headset. It was supposed to be on the HoloLens 2, but then they went for the Snapdragon 855 because the XR1 wasn't ready yet, and now it's just great to hear from the XR2 with much more improvement in performance. And I forgot about it, also talking about AI, this has 15 times more AI power, tops a trillion operations per second compared to the 1 trillion operations per second that the Quest right now with the Snapdragon 835 is capable of. That is mind-blowing. I have no idea what this number means, but well, it's 15 times bigger, so it should be good, right? Anyway, guys, as always, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like the video, like. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video and you like all my past video. I really suggest you to browse a little the channel, and if you enjoy it, well, it will be great to have you here. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next video. Ciao.